we have ourselves Garrison facing off against T3kn0path. Garrison being a player I believe is relatively new, unless it's a new tag that I'm unfamiliar with. But T3kn0path has been around for a while. A little while. Also a relatively new player that I actually haven't gotten to know too much of either of these two. I know T3kn0path is a little more, is somebody who's generally leaned towards Dr. Coil, but due to the current season and adjustments, Coil is now currently banned, which means we don't see her. So T3kn0path has swapped to a different character and has opted to face off with Scrapstar. Garrison going in with a very well-rounded Ninjara with roaster and chocolate whipped and prepared on the side. Tries to go for a grab, but that side bumper is going to be a nice obstruction. Classic Scrapstar EMP into rush. Just getting that full charge state and also getting a nice rush, baiting his opponent out. Garrison is now at critical. Has a rush that can definitely turn the tides here. But he needs to be able to find a way in, and he definitely needs... Well, he could use the rush to get the tempo to be able to finish T3kn0 off. Especially since Scrapstar is a character that, if he is pressured, he loses a lot of ground. So a lot of what Garrison might want to look for is a way just to force T3kn0 to be in a disadvantaged state, and then just steam through from there. But he is playing a very defensive approach, definitely being very respectful of the dangers that Scrapstar can have available, and I don't think it's working out very well in his favor. Ooh, nice counter rush there. Again, another classic. Going for those rush-on rushers. It's a good strategy. It usually pays off pretty well. We still see that EMP coming off. Garrison being a little too defensive, and he's going to get pushed back into a corner because of it. We've got a fully charged Scrapstar. He needs to start pushing more. He might be able to get this round, but if he doesn't start pushing, I don't see him walking away with a win. This first point probably is going to be set to T3kn0. Out comes the rush. Ooh, nice catch there. That's not going to be enough, just barely. Shy. And we've got 20 seconds left on the clock. T3kn0 forcing Garrison to approach him, and is going to throw off a nice rush afterwards. 240 damage. We have 10 seconds left on the clock. If Garrison doesn't approach, he loses here, so he needs to get in. And we've got... Ooh, he finds that final hit through the EMP state. That speed was just not enough to stay out of harm's way. And we do actually get an extra round going through. Garrison going to be starting this round off with rush advantage. Whether or not he's going to be able to capitalize on that is a different story, as T3kn0 might actually get his first. He does. Garrison getting his just moments later. Excellent call for a rush, capitalizing off the stun from the Tri-Blast. Garrison is now absolutely needing to advance, and he is feeling too much pressure. T3kn0 will be claiming the first perfect of this tournament. Excellent games, well fought for both players. And that sets T3kn0 up with point advantage. It's always good to start off with a little bit of momentum in your favor, as now Garrison would need to take 2 wins to be able to turn the tides and set himself to be in the lead. And that's only if he can prevent T3kn0 from taking one of those 2. Hello, Lewis. I am doing okay. I hope you are well. Hope life has been treating everybody swelly. Swellster. Fantastic clear. So we are now waiting on Garrison's pick. We've got Temple and Scrapyard banned. I'm curious as to why T3kn0's chosen to ban those ones, unless Garrison has additional picks beyond. I guess Scrapyard might be a little bit easier to be aggressive there. And Temple's a good EMP stage. I'm surprised he didn't get rid of Sparring Ring and Mausoleum. Okay. And I just sort of heads up too, if anybody would be interested in supporting this event, adding a little bit of money, there is a link right there. Feel free to go ahead and chip in some money for people. Give these players a bit of coin for their hard-worked efforts. T3kn0, believe, let's see, Temple and Scrap. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing one. There it is. Scrapyard can be good, but I'm guessing to ban it because they don't like it. A lot of people don't feel comfortable on that stage. Yeah, no, that's fair. It is a very noisy stage, but it's one of those stages where it's like... It's one of those stages where if you just... It honestly just takes a little bit of practice to get used to. It's a really good, flexible, and dynamic stage with a lot of interesting things going on. I'm honestly saddened. Like, a lot of people make huge misplays by just, like, treating that one with so much scorn. Especially since it leads to a lot of, like, worse stages being left open. Like, I'm honestly surprised that he lets Sparring Ring and Via stay open. Via can kind of make sense, because you get that EMP from the start, but this is entirely a stage where you lose one exchange as a character like T3kn0, and you are in a horrible position. And Sparring Ring is just worse than that, because you don't even get like a good EMP start. Gets nice pressure, starting up with a strong lead. Well, no, I can take that back here, because it looks like Garrison is a very defensive player. Like, this is very much to a fault. Like, I'm pretty sure T3kn0 is bringing T3kn0. If T3kn0 is not a natural pick for T3kn0 in general right now, he is playing T3kn0 because of how easy it's going, how much easier it makes the matchup for him against Garrison. Because Garrison just does not approach. Like, look at him constantly dashing back. Like, Garrison just is giving him space, giving him a lot of breathing room, and like, he's just able to charge up against Garrison. Garrison forced to back off, and here's an EMP. Like, this match right here feels like matchup inexperience. This feels like when a Smash player is struggling against Little Mac, because they just haven't seen enough Little Macs, or haven't been able to take the time to like figure out how to play against Little Mac in Smash. Like, this is definitely a rough climb for Garrison. He needs to be pushing for this aggression. He is gonna go for it though, and we do see the KO as a result, managing to turn the tide in the last few moments. That's what we need to see. We need to see him taking advantage of the stage. This stage is excellent. Oh, he just mistimed that first hit. but manages to utilize the chakram to keep himself from getting comboed down right away. Needs to keep this aggression going. Needs to be able to square off against T3kn0. He needs to be able to do so with enough confidence. Because right now he is just letting himself get pinned down. He's very much letting himself just like back off and giving T3kn0 the space he wants to be able to just destroy Garrison. And we saw, again, like, if he had just been a little more efficient, a little more focused on his goal at the start, he might have had more health. And that quick turn might have been enough for him to be able to claim a point of his own there. Like, that definitely felt like one of those matchups that... Where is T3kn0 going? Let me check the rules just to verify. But generally, these tournaments have been marked as best of 5. All sets are best of 5. Yeah, there you go. It's all best of 5. We don't end these quickly. This is the finals. If I were Garrison, I can see him going with random again just cuz. But if he was looking to beat T3kn0, he'd want to pick Sparring Ring. He'd want to go back to Via. Buster, yeah, there we go. We got Via. Buster might not be the worst decision either, but it's a lot more breathable than Via is, and would more often than not work out in T3kn0's favor. Yeah, this stage can definitely... I think Garrison saw something working here, and he wants to try it again. I want to see him be able to apply himself to pressure and charge in and get the gold. You're watching! I'm calling you out here, Garrison. Pressure. Pressure. You got this. Pressure. You need pressure. Shut down Springtron's freedom. You got this. Yes, I am back. I am giving... We are breaking... Technically, there's no rule on this, so... We can do that. But, like... That's your problem. You need to get in. You need to go after him. You need to make sure that, like, once he's knocked down, he doesn't get to start building his momentum again. Once Springtron gets rolling, that's when this game shuts down. Starting things off. T3kn0 quickly getting an EMP off that back corner. It is not going to last, and he gets knocked down. Garrison getting the first hit. Gonna get knocked down in a 1-2 combo, but he is keeping up this pressure. These deflects are causing him a bit of trouble as he is going to get knocked down yet again. But he is managing to land his own trades, managing to keep up this pressure. We do have a rush ready. We'll have to be cautious of that. That said, he has a rush of his own, and if he rushes T3kn0's, he might be able to beat him out. No, that's going to be a Tri-Bolt confirm. You can see T3kn0's trying to bait to see if he can get a safe EMP. That's going to be another rushed out rush. Does manage to break it out, and we do see T3kn0 getting the Dendy grab. Excellent effort, but he just started to crumble once he saw that that rush was ready. It's a scary thing. Gonna go land a grab. T3kn0 starting off with the advantage once again. We do get the knockdown. T3kn0's about to have his rush ready. Garrison is trying so hard to be caught aware and ready to respond, but that Tri-Bolt just came out too quickly. Nice. Charged roaster. We're going to go for the EMP here. And he is going to be able to hold it off even without utilizing his rush. Garrison trying to find his way in. Oh, the Chakram just barely not making it. And that is going to seal the deal. As Garrison gets knocked out, T3kn0 will be walking away 3-0 in this best of 5. That is not all here, as we do have another match all set and ready. We've got T3kn0path1c, who's going to be hopping in right away to face off against Garrison. Bruh, you did your best. You did good. It was a close match. You had some good stuffs. You had some good stuffs. Next time. So yeah, we're gonna head into the comeback brackets. And there's going to be these players are going to be climbing on, trying to see if they can keep their head above water, and maybe make it back deeper into the tournament. Garrison, I will also pitch my services to you if you are interested. I am an ARMS coach as well, very experienced in it as well. I've actually helped some players become very prominent and dangerous individuals in the scene. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. I am a little pricey. I am willing to negotiate funds if needed, if you're not able to cover the costs. But if you would be interested in an hour's worth of my service and would be willing to balance costs in some way, you're welcome to send me a DM, and I'd be more than happy to help you out. I'm a very good ARMS player. Very good ARMS player. I can play. You're good, you don't have money? Message me. We'll sort something out. We'll find something that works. If you want help, I'll help you. We'll sort something out. Just send me a DM on Discord. But for now, focus on this match. Amateurs friendly money match, F to X. Okay. But yeah, so we've got Garrison and T3kn0path1c stepping into this ring. We've seen both of them. We got a good Ninjara, and we've got a very effective twin tail player. Yes, you are fighting false. It's no good. It's no good. Alright, we're doing a random starter. So I'm curious to see how things will go for these two players. Best of luck to both of them. We do have our 5 random starters set up as they are interested in. And if both players are ready and well equipped for this fight, we may commence. Now, so we're not going to be able to do that. Alright, so we are going to resume. Is it worth buying arms now? It is not worth full price. As much as I love this game, it's definitely not worth full price anymore. If you can find a used copy, get it. This game is so cool. I love this game so much. There is never a bad time to get arms. While the community is very niche, it is full of passionate, loving people, a lot of very supportive individuals. While I'm not as directly connected to the community these days, I am still very vocally a part of the community and a huge supporter of the ARMS scene. If you need, I'm also a pretty proficient coach, I'd be more than happy to teach you the basics, get you into the game, get you started playing, get you in touch with some people who might be able to help you play with others. This is a good game. This is good times all around. I would, if you can find a used copy, I would urge you to pick it up. Play it with friends. It is a great game casually, and it is a great game competitively. If you find yourself struggling with neutral and other fighting games, you pick up Arms. It is the neutral game. There is so much neutral. Look at this field. Look at this big circle. That is all neutral, my friend. You may claim it. You may learn from this neutral. But you have to get Arms first. Well, no, you don't. You can watch. I know there's a couple other people who also stream Arms. I do not know who those individuals are generally. I don't stream Arms too often myself. That said, if there was enough of a demand, I would not be against the idea of streaming once again and getting back into the habit of streaming Arms. But that's a demand question. First round has gone through. T3kn0path1c has managed to take Garrison out for the first point. We're going to be diving back in with both players now ready with Rush. But yeah, you can... How much is Arms that, like, used? Because I'm just looking. 56... Are you sure there's not, like, a used copy? You can get it for, like, 50. That's... No. There was a digital sale a long time ago where Arms was $30, and that was really good. $54, $57... Yeah, it looks like Arms is also... There's also an Arms demo. Yes! You are correct, Raj. If you pick up... You could actually check out the demo. Oh yeah, let's see eBay. Pre-owned? You can get Arms pre-owned? Lowest price, $10 on eBay. So there's definitely ways that you can get Arms at relatively... I mean, there's probably shipping costs. There's definitely, like, shipping costs that are involved in that. But... You know... Played, recharged, $65.99. Yeah, if you do a bit of searching, you can find pre-owned copies at relatively affordable prices. So if you find a used copy, go with that.
8.
Yeah, you'd be robbing yourself, especially at this point. Nintendo is just hurting this game by keeping it at like $60. But if you can find it like $10, that is a steal. You're getting so much value off of $10 if you get this game off for like $10. If you find it for $30, you're solid. This is a $30 game, at best. Alright. Let's resume. Let's continue the match. We have that first point going to Garrison, or going to T3kn0path1c, and we are now going to be diving into a boxing match here. Garrison going in with Tri-Blast and Roaster, T3kn0path1c going in with 2 gloves. I'm personally still a strong believer in that coil is not the problem, it's gloves. And this is an excellent example of that, as we have two of the most prominent gloves in this game, plus a side glove that's still generally better than most gloves in this game, being brought into the field. This is one of those situations where, like, if you're not playing a glove, you're probably playing the game wrong at this point. It is such an intrinsic part of the competitive scene. You can still play without gloves, but you are definitely limiting yourself. Garrison doing an effective job just dodging and weaving between these strikes. He's gonna go for the rush, and he lands his attack. 240 damage, whiffs the finishing touch, but Roaster still does a decent amount on its own. So he is definitely not missing out too harshly and manages to get a point. As he is at this close range location, forces him to fight. He still is playing a defensive game, but he is able to play it in a way where he's able to apply pressure because he can't get too far away. One of my favorite things about, one of the most interesting and entertaining things about Sparring Ring is how it forces defensive players who aren't experienced with aggression into playing a defensively pressure style. And it's so rewarding so often. Like, there's so many cases where it's like, oh no, this is a defensive player. They specialize in keeping their distance. They don't want to approach. But as soon as they're thrown into an arena where they get to keep that distance, but they always are within range, all of a sudden they play exceptionally. Except here. Alright, we are going to be swapping over to Roaster Chakram. And False King is going to read the swap as well, putting back on double gloves to try to beat this out. Definitely a smart call as he manages to get the Tri-Blast. Forces Garrison away from his own Tri-Blast. And I believe last time we saw this, it was an advantage thing. Ooh! Nice rush confirmed off of the uncharged hit. Excellent play, excellent use. And that is setting Garrison up with a monumental lead. False King not able to get the ice chain, just rushes out a Sparky Punch there in panic. We've got a rush prepared and ready. False King is looking to throw it out. We've got the rush confirmed, and he is going to go for the damage. Knocks Garrison into critical. Either of these arms could set Garrison up to be KO'd. They alone will not be enough to kill. Garrison has rush ready. If he lands this rush, False King is out. He is trying so hard to bait this thing. We've got a weakened shield. He is going to be able to go for it. And he gets the kill. An excellent read, an excellent catch on the opportunity for Garrison. And he's going to be walking away with a point as a result. So many players still don't go for those. And they are punished time and time again. Excellent work from Garrison, making the read, making the catch. Realizing that that shield was weak. All he had to do was shut down Twin Tail's movement, and that shield would immediately crumble. If the False King chose not to guard and instead escape like we saw, at that range, caught in the rush. That was a game move. That was a game-winning move, and Garrison landed it. Excellent plays, smart decision, great call. And that will lead us into the next round. False King going once again with Wolverine Claws, looking to just try to pepper Garrison out, win the ranged game. Garrison sticking with the Roaster Chakram, definitely feeling good off of that previous game. He is wanting to keep that magic going. And in a matchup like this, those Tri-Blasts can still be very troublesome, very hard to fight against. But he also has a stronger rush. And those arms actually work fairly well at fighting back, especially charged Tri-Blasts. So as long as Garrison is staying calm, keeping his focus, making sure he's not overcommitting it, and is just like throwing out punches just to power through False King, I can definitely see this being another point in his favor. He is doing that slowly, steadily, turning the tides, setting False King at 25% health. False King cannot take any more damage. He is essentially on critical now, and he is out. Garrison claiming another point. I don't see False King wanting to stick with Tri-Blast after that. Nice catch for Garrison. We are going to see the gloves come back in. This can and definitely will be able to work if False King can make the approach land, especially in a more spacious arena like this. I don't think the Chakram is going to be nearly as effective. Here comes the rush. Both are going to trade, and Garrison manages to land his first. The Chakram saving the day. False King just focused on outboxing these attacks, looking for something to weave it through, and he will eventually get one poke in. Another one. It's just slowly building up the chain. He needs to throw out his rush as soon as possible to not risk having Garrison come in with another counter rush. You see he is looking for an opportunity now. Garrison is trying to bait out the rush. Just playing defensively and wisely. We get a disarm. We end up getting him knocked down though. Another 100 damage. Garrison is about to get his rush ready. False King needs to go for it. And he is going to be able to connect 215 damage. Not the spiciest, but that's still going to do some good damage. And just build him up more confidently in the lead. 20 seconds left on the clock. There is 300 damage in False King's favor. This rush has to cleanly connect and then some if Garrison wants to stand a chance on this. I think he was acknowledging that he's probably not going to be able to take this, and he is just straight up accepting it at this point. It is long lost. False King going to take this chance to build up more rush. Garrison could have just let himself fall, and if he did, False King might not have a rush ready in this scenario. Good call to switch over to a Tri-Blast now that he's pretty confident that False King will be sticking with these two gloves. Could be potentially just the idea that like Garrison just feels the need to swap whenever he is taking a loss, just to change up the tempo, try to surprise his opponent yet again. Here comes the rush. It's going to be a clean connect. And this is going to be a very favorable round for False King as far as we're seeing right now. It is definitely possible. We still have a whole minute to turn the tides if that Tri-Blast can set anything up. Panic Rush, but catches the stash movement of False King, who is not able to bring out the shield in time. We've got another rush all set for False King, who is going to quickly be closing the gap, looking to try to just set things up to close them. Nice catch there as Garrison tries desperately for a punish play. Should have just focused on staying safe, staying on the move. And as a result, False King is going to be able to take that. Excellent plays from both players. We're not out of the kitchen yet. The Rock is still cooking stuff. Buster Beach is now off of the plate, off of the menu. Garrison needs 2 wins. False King just needs 1 to stay in the bracket. We've seen Garrison prove he has what it takes. He just needs to find his way to land the mark. If he can do that, he's going to be able to turn the tides on False King. I can see it. It's written plainly in the text in front of me. He can figure his way out around. False King is a very formidable foe, though. And if he is not careful, if he is not prepared, if he tries to change up his formula too much, there is a risk he is going to he's going to make himself vulnerable. And False King's tried and true tactics are just going to be too much for the guy. You got this, Garrison. Deep breath, stay calm, think straight. Or gay, whichever. You can think gay if you want. You don't have to think straight. You can think any way you want. We welcome all kinds of individuals. Why am I like this? Heading into our next match, we are going to be heading straight to Via. During that Springtron match with T3kn0, we did see a couple of interesting, promising things coming from Garrison. This is the closest we're probably going to get to sparring ring, which means that he might have a shot at this. If he was able to take it at sparring ring, there is a real possibility he can take things here. Starting things off, both players going with their tried and trues. We've got the Chocolate Roaster and Chilla and Sparky coming in. False King going to be the first to ready a rush. Garrison is just looking to try to get some kind of confirm so that he can follow up with his own rush instead. A good grab will continue to deepen this lead. That shield is weakening. It got chopped out by a Chakram. And T3kn0 is running this wild right now. He has yet to be hit. False King is looking for any kind. There it is. There is that hit. We've got an ice chain potentially coming. Clean read. The shield is far too healthy. So Garrison is not going to be able to do anything of note. Wise call to hold off on chip damage right now. He's got a confident lead, and too much can definitely mean False King getting his rush just that much sooner, which could have potentially lead to a scarier position. 5 seconds left on the clock. Garrison needs to build up as much rush as he can. And he does get a notable amount. And manages to claim the point as well. Heading into this next bout. Garrison is keeping himself alive, keeping him aflame until he gets hit by that Chilla. Immediately cooled down. A quick grab, and this round is much more in False King's tempo. Nice counter rush. Garrett swings Garrison back into the tempo. Back into the swing of things. He's got just barely a deficit. He needs one more hit to be able to set that lead. But that, with a minute left, it's likely going to be a KO, which means we're very likely to see another rush coming in. Just needs to be able to, either player just needs to find their way in and through. Just barely whiffing on getting those hits to connect. Chara just a little too tiny. If it was a Mechanica, that would have hit. False King ready with a rush that would quickly send Garrison to critical. Definitely put a lot of tension on him. And a nice read on that landing gets him 305 damage. Just looking for one more hit here. A clean recognition of what Garrison was looking for. Is going to block that rush. With 13 seconds left on the clock, it is going to be a tough climb for Garrison to be able to turn things back. And that's going to be a point, which means we are now on match point. If False King is able to take this next win, he will be advancing into the comeback, deeper into the comeback brackets, and Garrison will be knocked out. Otherwise, if Garrison can find a way to catch him off guard, we might see one more round. We might get one more round. We might get the full best of 5. Starting things off. Both players quickly dipping into a lot of damage for each other. Nice dodge. He is going to take 140 damage still, but that is significantly better than the barrage that he would have taken otherwise if he just ate that clean. T3kn is just looking to overpower, throw out a flurry of gloves, shut down Garrison before that rush has a chance to coming out. There's the shock, and there's the KO. And with that, Garrison is taken out of the tournament. T3kn will advance 3-1. And with that said, I do believe that we are done with this segment.